Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce, back for Thursday Night Football. We got a good one, finally a good one. Actually, last week's was all right, but we got Bucks versus Ravens. Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Baltimore on the road in Tampa. The look-ahead line for this game was Tampa Bay -4. Check that out. Tampa Bay -4. After Sunday's game, the line reopens at Tampa Bay +1.5. A 5.5 point swing there. Early public all over Baltimore. 84% of the money on the Ravens. This is as of Tuesday morning. No changes in action here yet. Money is still all over Baltimore, but the line just moved to -1. And I'm talking like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. We're now looking at Tampa Bay -1. I'm guessing that line movement is a result of Mark Andrews potentially not playing. Obviously, who knows for sure. But we'll get to the injuries in 1 second. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Tampa Bay +1.79. So that's about where the books had it before they moved it. Injuries. Let's talk injuries. First up, Baltimore Ravens. Calais Campbell out. He's not going to play. Also, like I said earlier, Mark Andrews hasn't practiced all week. Only had 2 targets last week. Not really getting a clear message of what's going on with him. He's listed as questionable, like I said, hasn't practiced all week. That's potentially a huge piece on defense and a huge piece on offense missing for Baltimore. Now on the Tampa Bay side, they're still missing Carlton Davis, Murphy Bunting, they're still out. Their left guard is hurt again. I think they're going to be starting their 4th string left guard in this game. Not an exaggeration. I think it's the 4th string. Honestly, none of that is really new. The Bucs have been playing with a banged up offensive line, and they've had problems at corners for 2 or 3 weeks now. So that's not really new. The news is that Antoine Winfield Jr. will not be playing in this game. So we got major concerns on both sides here, especially if you look at Tampa Bay, considering the fact that the Bucs have lost 4 of their last 5 football games. Yeah, 1-4 in their last 5. And their only win is home against Atlanta. And yeah, they dominated that game, but the Falcons almost came back and won. They had the ball with, down a score late in the game. Now, as far as where to put the blame here, I mean, you can put it in a bunch of different places. Offensive line is banged up, like I said. Brady hasn't looked that sharp. Mike Evans has dropped in wide open touchdown passes now, apparently. But have you looked at turnover numbers from the Bucs defense? This is huge. Check this out. So in weeks 1 through 3, Tampa Bay's first 3 games, they forced 8 combined turnovers. They've only forced 1 turnover in their last 4 weeks combined. Now, turnover numbers are kind of tricky because there's 2 ways to look at it. You could be like, wow, this defense just can't force turnovers. Baltimore Ravens are 3rd in the NFL in turnover ratio. The defense should really struggle here. Tampa Bay's bound to grab a turnover or 2 eventually, right? So there's 2 ways to look at it. Obviously, like most things, I think it's a combination of both. I think we will see some positive regression, though. I think eventually we're going to see the Bucs defense get a turnover. But in my opinion, I shouldn't even be talking about the Bucs defense. The Bucs defense certainly isn't the problem. They're allowing just 17.7 points per game. According to DVOA metrics, they're the 5th best defense in the NFL. It's the Bucs offense that has us all scratching our heads. I mean, if you take out week 4, they're 25th in the league, in the NFL, in offensive DVOA. And the reason I said take out week 4 is because the Chiefs went up 3 scores early in that game in the first quarter. From then on, the Chiefs are able to call a real conservative game defensively. You know how it is. When you're playing down 3 scores, it's a lot easier to rack up yards. Honestly, though, if you take a look at the Bucs schedule, which of these offensive performances impresses you? Which one? Was it the 3 points at Carolina, 18 on Pittsburgh, 21 on Atlanta, just 12 on Green Bay? 20 on New Orleans, but they had a pick 6 in that game. So the offense actually only scored 13 and 19 on Dallas in the opener. At what point do we just say, yo, this Bucs offense isn't very good? I mean, Tom Brady, it's not all on him. I know a lot of people are like, Tom Brady is watched. It's not all on him. It's the whole offense. The only piece that's performed at a halfway decent level this year is Leonard Fournette, and even he's limited as a rusher. Good news, Bucs. You're not the only team having offensive problems here, because the Ravens offense has a whole list of problems on its own. Check out the Ravens offensive DVOA numbers week by week here. If you look, after week 3, when they beat New England, this was looking like one of the most explosive passing offenses in the entire NFL. I'm pretty sure they were 1st in most analytics. Since then, they've barely had a passing DVOA day of over 0. Just one, barely made it over 0. You can see by the red line in this chart. The Ravens offense was terrible last week, just 254 yards of offense at home against the Cleveland Browns, who are the 31st best ranked defense in the NFL. Honestly though, when's the last time the Ravens offense impressed you? The Patriots game, they scored 27 points. That was over a month ago. That was September 25th. And by the way, the Ravens defense hasn't been all that great either. Yeah, they've done a decent job against the pass, but just like I said last week, you can run on this Ravens defense. Cleveland just did it. They got the cover. Look, I've been fading the Bucs recently. I had Carolina last week. I had Atlanta a few weeks back. So I'm not a Bucs apologist, but I love this spot for him, and I feel like the best unit on the field, even without Winfield Jr., is going to be the Tampa Bay Bucs defense. I think they control the game. The Ravens passing game hasn't been there in over a month, and you don't want to get stuck in a situation where you're forced to establish the run against this Bucs defense. I'm on Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay -1 or +1.5. This line's going crazy. We'll have to keep an eye on it. If anything changes with this pick, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets that I do for all the sports, like bet of the day, parlay of the day, top bets, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. NFL Week 8, Thursday Night Football. Let's have a good one. I'll talk to you on Twitter.